أولاً يعطيكم العافية جميعاً على الحضور. I will talk in English and Arabic. Are you guys all okay with English? Or do some of you speak Arabic? Okay, all for English? I'll rotate between both so that even the people at the back can hear. أولاً, thank you so much for coming. It's the food and photography workshop today. زين. أولاً, before I start, note, guys, if you are hungry, you do not belong here. If you are hungry, please go upstairs, go to McDonald's, go to somewhere, get yourself a burger, come up here, and we're going to talk about food. We're going to showcase food, we're going to take photographs of food, and you're going to have food. So, yeah, you guys, if you're hungry, trust me, you have to go for like 5 seconds and come back. Azin. Another thing is, since I'm a photographer, all the pictures you see here right now is all my pictures. Some of them are done as examples, but they're all pictures I've done myself. Okay? أولاً, about. Who am I? Many of you might know me, many of you don't. My name is Faisal Al Nashmi. I'm a University of Miami graduate. I graduated film and photography double major. And then I came back to Kuwait, and then I went to London as a cordon bleu student. So I took my third degree, which was cooking, culinary arts. So basically I combined them three all together. I'll give you an explanation about the whole route, and I'll talk about specific items that you have to consider when it comes to photography. This picture was around 7 years ago. This was in Miami. This is in my apartment. Then I had a lot of free time with my hands. I cooked a lot, and I took a lot of pictures when it came to food. And I cooked for my friends, for Ramadan, for all the different things we had. I used to let them eat whatever I had in store. This was actually one of the first pictures I took. This was when I bought my camera. I had to buy a camera for school. And of course, as you see, it's food and photography together. So that's what I love to take photos of. So this was one of the first pictures I took. And then after that, in another life, I was a food critic. Again, I had my camera. I used to go to restaurants. I used to take photos of food. I used to criticize them, write them in my small notebook, and sometimes they see me writing in notebooks. They used to give me free food, and they thought I was working with Michelin Guide. So I took a lot of pictures with restaurants. And then after that, I came back to Kuwait, and then I was all of a sudden taking photos for home businesses. طبعا for free. I just had my camera, and a lot of people sent me free dessert. I took photos for them. As you see, I really hate this picture, but this was one of the first pictures I took. I kept on sending them pictures for them to upload on their Instagram account. Okay, and as you see, but then after that, I wanted to take it more seriously. That's when I took cooking seriously and photography, both. So I started cooking myself. This is at home. طبعا, I'm a self-taught photographer. I did take bachelor's degree in photography, but they did not teach me anything when it came to style. They taught me how to develop a film, how to take a picture, how to play around with the digits that I had on my camera, but not really style. Style comes with time, comes with passion, comes with how much you want photography, or how much you want your end product to look like. So again, I learned a lot of things when I was shooting in Kuwait. This was one. طبعا هذا it's in our garden. I used a lot of natural light, and things to consider was weather. Things to consider was location. Things to consider was time of day. As you see, I did not expect the weather. The cream was melting. This was all melting cream at the bottom. These were one of the things that I actually learned with time. Then I took a lot of pictures. Another thing is, this was one of the pictures I took also the same day. I love this photo. I still love it this day. It just speaks to you. It's very natural. Anyways, what will you guys be learning today? Basically, you're going to get basic knowledge of food photography and styling. Too bad the workshop is about 2 hours. And then I know you guys don't have time. I wish we have more time. But in these 2 hours, you will hopefully learn the basics of photography. When I talk about basics, it doesn't mean the camera. I'm going to keep the camera aside. I believe anybody can take a successful photo with any camera. Your iPhone, your Nikon, any other camera. You just have to use your head. You have to think before taking the photo. That's my role. I had a lot of cameras in my past. All of them had the same product. same end product, and I always had a vision in my head that I wanted to put. The second thing is minimal equipment. At home, I never used equipment. Of course, you see the lightings, my lightings. I never had any of that. This is too, it's too upscale for me. This is too much. And I use nature. Nature for me is sunlight. Sunlight, this is my only photography. And my camera, just camera and natural light. I do not use anything else. Sometimes you will see examples that I have here. It's about natural light and about light boxes and light studios. But it's just an example for you guys to see. Okay, and the last thing is develop your personal style. With time that I started to take photos, I learned a specific style that I have right now. It's because I took a lot of pictures. It's because I took pictures for people. I took pictures for myself, for my family. But it's all of that until I developed a certain style. Now, when I see my style right now, and when I started taking photography 5 years ago, it's completely different. Now, if I show a picture to somebody, they know this is me. My friends, my family, they know this is my certain work. Personal style is something very important. The last thing that I don't really have here is something even more important than all of that. I'm going to talk about passion. Whether it's cooking, whether it's photography, whether it's film, whether it's anything. If you are working in a certain art, you have to have passion. You want your photo to look successful, you have to be passionate about it. I cannot take photos of food if I'm anorexic. If I do not like food, my end product will look nice. So you have to have certain relationship between you and your product, between your camera, yourself and your product. If you want to take, let's say, landscape photography, I tried. I really suck at that, and I hate landscapes. I don't even have the eye for it. But when it comes to cooking, this is my passion. I'm a chef. I know how it looks. So I'm going to bring up passion more than once. Best for you to keep it in mind. And passion is very, very important. Okay? Okay. These are 6 points that you have to consider when it comes to food photography. Location of shoot, lighting, props, setting, styling, texture, composition, placement, action shot, and vibrancy, color, and editing. These are 6 directions that I take when it comes to photography. This is 6 directions I take throughout the time that I learned photography. And guys, just to consider that I will not use expert language. Then I'm not an expert when it came to photography. I got this amazing, thank you Xcite from Sagar called me, and he wanted me to be here today. I told him I'm not a photographer. And he's like, we want you here. I'm like, okay, khalas, I'll show you my specific style. So keep that in mind. Most of the language here isn't really up to par, let's say. Okay, first one, location of shoot. What do I mean by location of shoot? Does anybody know? The stand? This is one way of looking at it. Does anybody know what location of shoot means? Oh, well, it's basically what you're saying is right. It's location. But when I talk about location of shoot, that means as a home photographer. As a home photographer, you have to find the right place to shoot. This is one key thing. لأن I don't have a lot of equipment. I based off home surroundings. I looked for the right location. طبعا I started shooting at the kitchen, I started shooting in the living room, in the garden, everywhere, until I found the right place. The right place showcases the best photos. When it comes to shooting the right picture, you have to look at the right location. Okay? Finding the right place. This is actually my ideal place of shooting. This is actually my kitchen. I have a beautiful small window next to the kitchen, and depending on the time of day, whether it's noon, afternoon, evening, night, everyone has a different hue, everyone has a different vibrancy, everyone has a different exposure. But that's the beauty of it. And again, another thing is, guys, today I will talk about auto. I'm going to put the camera at auto so that all of you guys will be successful when it comes to photography. I really don't think that you need to play around with your digits. Anyone can have an automatic camera and just shoot a really good picture. Okay? For finding the right place, this is the best place that I found. Another thing is here. You see the beautiful colors that it has. It has a blue hue to the camera, to the picture, sorry. And then it has beautiful shadows. Okay? Again, this is a different time of day, same location, same place, different product. This is at around evening time. This is around like 3 o'clock. If I turned off all the lights in the kitchen, and you have the sunlight coming in. It's a beautiful shot. And again, This was actually one of the shots that I shot for my restaurant. If you guys know, it's Street Al Makan in Kuwait City. So this is one of the shots that I did for the restaurant. Another place is, this is another location. This was in my studio, in my office studio. I have a big window inside, and I have a nice table, and I stuck it next to the window. So it gave it a nice lighting from natural light, but again, I'm inside, so it's not really hot outside. So it's inside, it's really cool, and I shot my picture, it looks like it's outside, but it's inside. So it's things that you have to consider. Vibrancy, color, lighting, exposure, all of that really matters. Okay, this is how I shoot. This is how I shoot at home. This was another location. This was in the garden, and then the sunlight was hitting it, the beautiful rustic table that I have. So it was just a matter of finding your right location wherever it is. It doesn't really matter, as long as you have really good elements of photography. Lighting. Natural harsh lighting. I mean, I think it's self-explanatory about natural harsh lighting. Does anybody know what natural harsh lighting is? Yani natural light, everybody knows what natural light is. But what about harsh? What is harsh? Hard. Natural harsh lighting, it means hard light. It means really, really strong, hard light. This was one of the pictures, yani Anna, this is the perfect time of day. Does anybody know what time of day this is? Any time of day that I shot this picture? Noon? A bit after that, it's evening. This is when the sun goes down. This is when the hues are yellow. This is when the sunlight becomes really yellow. If it was like afternoon, the sun will be the highest. Okay, the lights will be kind of, the colors will be a bit yellowish, light bluish. So this one is pure yellow. And the shadows that you have here is pure dark. They're really intense. But that's the perfect lighting of day that I love shooting at. And it gives you, the picture speaks to you. It speaks to you. It tells you, like, trust me, bro, eat my sandwich. Eat my sandwich. I mean, this is good. It has a really nice texture on the sandwich. It has beautiful shadows. It has beautiful, it just shows the whole texture of the sandwich. You can feel it. You can feel the image. Okay? So you have more shadows. Another thing is this. You see how intense the shadows are. They're pure black. They're black. So and it shows you that the grain of meat. Yani as a chef and as a photographer, I like combining both and relating both of them together. So you have to consider when it comes to explaining a photo, that's one of the key elements that you want to showcase. Yani this is not a girly burger. This is a manly burger. So when I have a manly burger like this, I don't want to have a nice, smooth texture on it. No, I want to have a pure, dark one, a hard one. I want to show it to people, tell them, bro, eat my burger. Yani this is my burger. It has identity, it has character. So you see the light. The light is hitting it from this side. We have the windows on the right side, and you have the light hitting it from this side. So all of the other textures just fade out. Donuts. If you guys came to my restaurant, I'm known for donuts. I have a lot of donuts in my restaurant. Again, the sunlight is hitting it from one side. I don't really need the other stuff. Yani that's the purpose of having it this time of day. I have the sunlight, and I have my item in the middle. Everything else is black. I don't care. And I have something very important in the middle, which is donuts. My donuts speak to you. They have the cream popping out. You have the 3 layers of donuts on top of each other. And if it just speaks to you. Another thing is this. You see the skin on the duck. And how beautiful and shiny this is, because you want to showcase elements like that. When it comes to shooting the right image, you have to think, what do I want to showcase? What do I want to show to people? Do I have to show them the duck, or do I have to show them the rice behind it? The center of attraction is the duck. Why do I have to keep it from back? So things like that you have to consider. Another thing is this. It has a lot of texture. This salad has a lot of texture. Why do I hide it? Why can't I just intensify it by the different shadows that I have? So it's very strong. Another thing is this. This is another shot. It shows that the blacks are blacks. The vibrancy is strong. The reds are strong. The black is intense. The burns on the baking tray are really intense. So things like that, you want to consider. You want to showcase it. You want the picture to talk to you. I don't really have to stand there and tell you what this is. It's self-explanatory. Because this is the vibrancy of the picture. This is the colors of the picture. This is the texture of the picture. Macaroons. I tried something different. This is when I tried editing. This is in the same time of day, but I added a filter. I added a bluish filter to it. I wanted to test out what the difference is. Would there be any difference? I mean, yes, you see it. It's kind of calmer. It's kind of smoother in the picture. You see intense light. You see the exposure here. It's blown out. But it's a bit smoother. Okay, natural soft light. Natural soft light is the same thing, but it's the other way around. We have a lot of natural light, but it's smoother. Guys, do you think this image would work as a harsh light? No? Yes. I would say yes. I would say yes, because it has a lot of texture to it. I just wanted to try it out different way, in a different way of shooting style. But this would definitely work out as natural harsh light, because it will show the texture, it will show the grain, it will show the whole fried chicken, the sauce, and all of that. So, natural light. This has a lot of texture, but I don't think it would work as a natural harsh light. Then if I added the harsh light, it means a lot of contrast, a lot of shadows, a lot of texture, and a lot of details in the picture, and I already have that. So I don't want to, that's the things to consider. So the whole setting behind it has to be smoother, so that the middle item would showcase. Again, very soft, very smooth. This is natural, very soft light. It's very smooth, just like it's very, very, very simple. It talks to you. Here, this is kulfi. This is Indian ice cream. Again, same thing. You have the very smooth picture. You see the contrast behind it, the shadows. There are a bit of shadows, but the whole image is very smooth. Okay, Light Studio. Light Studio. When I talk about Light Studio, I'll show you. That's when I tell you, and you don't really need a lot of equipment. You don't really need to spend thousands of KD. You don't really need